Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Sonik, MuscleMike going HoT and Ena. HoT spawning as the red night elf, meanwhile his partner over here, no, wait, hold on. No, okay, HoT as the red night elf, his partner off over here, Ena as the red orc, going up against MuscleMike over here as the teal orc, and also finally, Sonik spawning as the blue night elf. Hopefully some great games underway in this 2v2 matchup. 2v2s starting to come into play a lot more. Todd's Tag Team Tournament, if you haven't checked it out or haven't seen any of the games on Twitch, definitely do so. They are such great games. A lot of fun to just watch. I know I've been able to cast some of those games, but haven't really been able to join in on the stream and just stop on by, say hi, and cast a couple of games. With work being as well the way it is, and 2v2s are better when there is a reason to be playing them. Ena opening up with Shadow Hunter with Warmill, and this is going to be Headhunters first in this particular strategy. His partner is opening up with the Keeper of the Grove, Ancient of War down off over here, training up that first archer, going up against this 3-3-2-2-2 creep camp. All right, we are looking at a Keeper of the Grove as well. So Shadow Hunter here, Tauren Chieftain here instead. MuscleMike also going for Headhunters. A little bit of delay on the Altar of Storms, but he is going into a dual racks Headhunters with Tauren Chieftain. 4v4 cast coming next, or 3v3. I did play a lot of 3v3s back in the day. I loved Random Team back in the day. Reason being is if you played a game and you lost, you could at least blame your partners for not listening to you because you didn't know them. And even if you do know them, once you get to like the higher levels, like I think players still do that now, right? Like in Random Team, even if you're like master or grandmaster and you're consistently playing with the same people, they're like, why aren't you listening to me? Just listen to me and we could have won. Right? Anyways, let's come back around here. Night Mist, I don't want to answer that question here because, people may not have watched that particular game, and if I answer that now, or if it's answered in chat, you will it could spoil it for someone else. Anyways, Shadow Hunter, quick hex onto a Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove trying to back away. Another hex could be inbound. How much time is it going to take? There it is. More damage coming across. Shadow Hunter stutter stepping its way, trying to get in front of that Keeper of the Grove, who's now down to 126 hit points. Oh, this Keeper of the Grove may end up being forced to burn a Scroll of Town Portal. 1 or 2 more shots may be needed. Wow. And the Shadow Hunter and the Keeper of the Grove of HoT and Ena, Sonic's Keeper of the Grove are ready. Coming back down here, Keeper of the Grove going to finish off the remaining Murlocs once more. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1. Wand of Illusion being picked up there as things are getting cleaned up. Tauren Chieftain, MuscleMike does have dual Headhunters already out, opting to go for Tauren Chieftain's Endurance Aura first to boost the amount of damage for the remainder of the army while moving that much more quickly. Huntresses will be joining in. Headhunters are right here. Ancient of War, is it going to start uprooting? It is going to uproot, but it's taking quite a bit of time actually to try and get there. I think MuscleMike was a little bit gung-ho in his start on this particular creep camp. Well, in comes an illusionary Shadow Hunter. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 2. Units still fighting around. The Shadow Hunter looked like he was trying to steal an item, but they got to realize that that is just an illusion and to leave it alone. A Shadow Hunter being left alone and now going into the corners. Both sides opting to clear out their expansions and set up a gold mine. HoT already doing exactly that. Meanwhile, Ancient of War slowly trekking on over, taking a lot of damage. Is it going to actually be saved here? Down to 144 hit points. The Keeper of the Grove, that is just an illusion as well. And the Ancient of War does get taken out. All right, the Ancient of War, all it needed to do was attack a single Huntress, and then it would have lost aggro. And that would have been extremely helpful. Keeper of the Grove picking up that Tome of Intelligence for a little bit of bonus damage and setting up an expansion of his own. All right, coming through. Keeper of the Grove, Huntresses making their way out. Headhunters joining in on the battle. Keeper of the Grove off to the north here. Both sides. This is a race to see who can clear expansions or who can clear key creep camps first and try to get to that next level. If you're looking for your iPad, I don't know where it is. Okay.
Our warriors have engaged.
Back off to the north. Tauren Chieftain gonna get into a little bit of a, well, spear on spear battle. Quick Hex onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter, Hex right there. There's a healing wave. Are we gonna see a stomp here? There's a stomp, but how much damage to be had as the Keeper of the Grove, Lightning Shield, actually dealing damage back down to Ena's own units. There's a Wand of Mana stealing as well as a Tauren Chieftain, well, out of mana here. The Scroll of Town Portal trying to get away. In comes a Shadow, or a Headhunter. Headhunter finally does back out. There goes another unit again. Back down to the south. Huntresses will be forced to back away as archers are there to try and deal with those Huntresses of Sonik. Sonik making its way back down here, going after this Tree of Life. HoT taking damage on this Tree of Life, may end up getting it lost here in just a moment. Keeper of the Grove is going to be able to finish the job. Tree of Life down to 700 hit points, down to 600 hit points. Slowly going to be gaining armor back though, as a Hex and an Entangle goes off onto the same unit. Simply, that isn't that effective. They should have targeted different units, but hard to know what unit your partner is targeting and what target you should be targeting as well. Tauren Chieftain, now with Boots of Speed, will be willing or often diving into positions to throw down that stomp. Coming back off to the north here, Tauren Chieftain looking to clear things out. Are we going to see a stomp first? Yes, stomp onto that Forest Troll High Priest and a Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Both of those units incredibly important to try and take down as you prevent any additional healing and damage that is getting mitigated back. Crystal Ball now going to get picked up. Ogre Warrior, and both of those are going to get cleaned up here in just a second. All right, Tauren Chieftain, Clarity Potion. Now back up to what, 200, or should get back up into the 150 to 175 mana range before the next fight. Thank you, Cloud Mephisto, for the follow as the Keeper of the Grove makes its way down here. Now, so far, Ena and HoT have actually been playing pretty close after that Scroll of Town Portal. They haven't really ventured forth, and this is giving MuscleMike and Sonik a lot of opportunities to level up their heroes. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 4. So level 4 Tauren Chieftain now going to make its way back down. Does he want the Mantle of Intelligence? He doesn't. Opts to destroy it. Maybe selling a Wand of Mana stealing might have been the better call, as the Mantle of Intelligence gives you a permanent 45 mana as opposed to just a 45 maximum mana, as opposed to the Wand of Mana stealing, which is a one-time use charge only. All right, gonna go for the engagement here. There goes an Entangle onto that Headhunter. Headhunter having some bad days. And, well, MuscleMike, where is he going? He is actually in quite a tough spot, being forced to try and run down here. Where can he go and how quickly, as a Scroll of Town Portal may be, well, executed here. Thank you for the follow once again. We're going to go into this engagement. Tauren Chieftain is amongst all of these units. We do not see fortified, reinforced defenses at all. And this is going to cause problems, as the Orc Burrows could end up getting taken down. All right, Scroll of Town Portal right there. Massive repairs. But all that is doing is just costing a bit of gold. Tauren Chieftain didn't stun enough of those peons as the Scroll of Town Portal heads back the other way. All right, well, a quick Hex onto the Tauren Chieftain there. Trading Scrolls of Town Portal, but saving his own expansion. In 2v2 matchups, it's important to, well, communicate with your partner. Communicate with your partner if and when you're going to attack the same locations. Moving together, always, or seemingly better, as you never get caught in a two-on-one fight. We are looking at a double expansion coming in from Sonik. So Sonik is expanding to the top left and still has this expansion here. All right, down here instead, Huntresses, Keeper of the Grove, heading over here to the top left to make sure that, well, not exactly sure why they're heading off over there. We're looking at Sonik and MuscleMike perhaps looking to clear out this last red creep camp. Ogre Lord does drop the best possible item. Goblin Zeppelin Well, Goblin Zeppelin perhaps going to try and do a drop into the back of the base of HoT. HoT does have an exposed Goblin Shredder, very low on hit points, could easily get cleared up, as this is going to buy time for MuscleMike to try and clear out this this relatively difficult creep camp. All right, MuscleMike already running back with one of those headhunters already. There is a shockwave through many of those units. There goes a stomp finally going down as the Ogre Lord dealing a large amount of damage, finally getting cleaned up. Faster movement speed again. Meanwhile, Goblin Zeppelin, trying to finish off many of these Wisps and the Entangled Goldmine. Huntresses are getting sniped down. A 2v1 fight here. Massive number of archers taking care of Sonic's harassment. Now, on paper, based on the limited information HoT and Ena saw right there, they may think that they did a good job preventing this Entangled Goldmine from getting shut down. Little do they know that, well, Sonic is already following this up with an expansion off to the north. And during that time as well, the Tauren Chieftain was able to clear out that last red creep camp and get Legion of Doomhorn as a bonus item as well. That Tauren Chieftain going to be moving particularly fast across the board, and now wanting to get to level 5, actually clearing out his own partner's creep camps as well. All right, solo right there. Tome of Knowledge, pick it up. There you go, picking it up right there. We are at Fortress. We should be getting the Berserker upgrades as well. The Berserker, is that the Berserker? Yeah, no, Berserkers are already upgraded, and also getting Troll regeneration. All right, coming back through. Archers, Headhunters, Demolishers, with that damage. Well, looking to cut a path through the forest. And this is a brilliant strategy here as well. Does MuscleMike and Sonic expect this? This is an important question, as they're going to be able to push through this ground here. And here comes the engagement. A large amount of trees. Actually, the trees actually making it difficult for this engagement, as the Tauren Chieftain of Ena now in position here. All right, are we going to perhaps going into a possible flank? Demolisher in the back here, able to get in some damage through Mountain Giants. However, in the back line, need to make their way off to the front, as the Kodo Beast, well, a pin cushion absorbing too much damage. MuscleMike not on top of that there. A Scroll of Speed, as the Chicken Keeper of the Grove able to back away and find himself in safety. HoT and Ena doing a great job with this attack. However, we are looking now at an attack coming in onto HoT's base. HoT's base, Scroll of Town Portal, bouncing more damage. Headhunters and Demolisher now in position again. And this is just a battle of attrition. Sonic being Sonic, constantly just doing hit and run tactics, limiting the amount of gold that HoT can mine. All right, it is now 2 bases to 1, a 2-on-1 fight back off to the north. And HoT is, well, in a hot mess right now with a 2-on-1 fight. Keeper of the Grove should be able to get off entangles. Tauren Chieftain should be able to throw down stomps as well, thereby slowing things down even further. Naga Seawitch going to get taken down. Are we going to see perhaps another Entangle go down onto Entangle going down onto a Mountain Giant, losing 13 supply of units in a separated 2-on-1 fight, but the armies are now back together. Healing Wave finding that Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant looking or attempting to back away. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to throw down a stomp? Yes, he does, stunning down. What is that? 5 Headhunters right there, as Demolishers are still raining down damage. Lightning Shield finding the Tauren Chieftain, as the Tauren Chieftain trying to dip on through, getting more damage. Is he going to finish off any other units? Gets up to, I can't tell. Is it at level 5 yet? No, still at level 4. So close to level 5. There it is, up to level 5. And that Hex actually may have been a blessing in disguise, as it now has level 3 Stomp to affect more units again and again. All right, Demolishers trying to retreat back. All of those archers will be teleporting out. Tauren Chieftain going after all of these units again and again, still trying to shut things down. There's a Healing Wave. Are we going to see a Stomp? Yes, we do, but only catching one Kodo Beast there, as it was purged. Tauren Chieftain now retreating back. One Huntress. Well, I believe Mike was trying to save his partner's Huntress there. Not able to do that. Demolishers raining down that damage anyway. All right, you have been granted control of MuscleMike's units. Yeah, yep. Granting control, always incredibly important in a 2v2 matchup if you trust your partners. I don't recommend it at the very actually, you know what? I take it back. I recommend it right now just because anyone who's playing WarCraft 3 now is probably not trolling you. We already got trolled enough by Blizzard. We don't need the community to start trolling itself either. Huntresses, Keeper of the Grove, Priestess of the Moon on the way out here. Expansions galore for Sonic, and Sonic taking a play out of Moon's playbook. When do you have enough expansions? And I believe Sonic would say enough is never enough. Setting up the last gold mine here on Goldshire, and he's going to be running up on multiple places. What was that? Sappers? All right. Anyways, coming back down into the center, going into a fight. Did not hear the sappers. All right. Coming back across here, Voodoo Lounge about to get taken down once more. Berserkers with that Berserker Rage, faster attack speed. Tauren Chieftain also with a fast attack speed, continuing to push here. Demolisher is going to be raining down damage as well on the far side, but a giant stomp, finding multiple units again, and also the amount of damage lost while all of the Berserkers were simply not attacking. Demolisher after Demolisher going to end up getting taken down. Well, no, there goes another Hex onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain is the Demolisher is getting repaired. Tauren Chieftain trying to fight its way in this situation as well. Mike's Tauren Chieftain trying to perhaps land a big stomp here, completely surrounded by his own units right now. The stomp wouldn't do very much as the Khans are just constantly pulling aggro from those mountain giants. Another stomp right there doesn't really catch anything at all. Keeper of the Grove Archer is going to try to add in that damage. Keeper of the Grove can turn back around, finish off Headhunter after Headhunter. A lightning shield would actually take down multiple Berserkers here as we're looking at damage still adding on through. This is a massive battle with no real lines to find. Heroes running all over the place. A massive stomp. Tauren Chieftain finally finding that targets there as the Shadow Hunter using the Staff of Preservation to save some of his own units again. More Purge going down. There goes a stomp, only catching one Shaman there, and that's how you want to shut down that Berserk, or shut down that Tauren Chieftain, using Purge to cause your opponent to mistime his stomps. An absolutely brilliant strategy here as the Tauren Chieftain now finishes off a remainder of these Headhunters. All right, Shadow Hunter trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain is right there. Keeper of the Grove is right there. Shadow Hunter gets a little bit more heals going down. And what is MuscleMike? MuscleMike seems to be overstaying his fight here and going on against 3 heroes, but still finding a way to make it work. Shadow Hunter doesn't have enough mana. No, it does not. Tauren Chieftain still making its way back over. Has a potion of lesser invulnerability as we're looking at another turnaround there. All right, Scroll of Speed. What is going to happen? Keeper of the Grove down to 84, 72, 53. Potion of lesser invulnerability used again. Are we going to see a stomp? No healing salve, and the Tauren Chieftain is simply just going to walk away. All right, just keeping a little bit of distance here. Tauren Chieftain low on hit points, trying to hide in the very far back. Unholy Aura, a little bit of bonus regeneration. Shadow Hunter needs to heal up that Tauren Chieftain, and quickly, as well. I believe that was a potion of healing instead. All right, coming down. Oh, a stomp. Staff of Preservation, however, saves as the Tauren Chieftain was just about to put his foot down. This battle with no well-defined lines causing problems. New Tree of Life being established here. Sonic having the expansion here as well. One Raider being left behind in the very far back. It doesn't realize, well, that it has been spotted and is easily going to get cleaned up. Gold mines. 4,000 gold here. 3,000 gold. About, 6.5 minutes of mining left. In the starting gold mine locations. Tauren Chieftain just shy of level 6. Keeper of the Grove at level 4. Priestess of the Moon just shy of level 3. And level 2 True Shot Aura, well, with an army composition of Headhunters, Huntresses, it would represent a large damage bonus again, as the units are now making their way out. Okay, here we are. Shadow Hunter, well, trying to retreat back here. Are we perhaps going to be getting a Hex? There's a Purge. There's a Stomp. Tauren Chieftain, is it going to get a Hex? It's going to get ensnared. Tauren Chieftain throws down a Stomp of his own. Tauren Chieftain, well, ends up getting saved as this Tauren Chieftain gets Hexed once more. The Hex seemingly lasting forever. Berserkers now trying to engage back here. Potion of Healing Beat was used. As well, as fights getting defined and now backing up. All right, Mike not liking the start of that engagement and retreating back, and now Sonic is actually a little bit too far ahead, and he may get caught out of position. A Keeper of the Grove back there, And, well, MuscleMike perhaps leaving his partner out to dry a little bit, trying to hold on to that Tauren Chieftain, only to see that Tauren Chieftain stay alive, but the Keeper of the Grove fall to be resurrected at the tavern. Priestess of the Moon also fell as well. Priestess of the Moon, however, only at level 2, does resurrect still relatively quickly. Tauren Chieftain doesn't have any healing salves. Shadowhunter, well, needs to get to level 2 for healing. Um, um, it actually went for Hex first, as two headhunters getting caught in transit, trying to use this doorway that was opened up earlier, but, well, trying to fight in these narrow corridors. There is Rain of Fire, Pit Lord, causing more problems as the Tauren Chieftain may try to throw down a stomp, and does exactly that. The entire front melee army, well, in a little bit of trouble. But now we have Big Bad Voodoo, Ena, with Big Bad Voodoo in the very far back, protecting the entire army. Hex needing to be used from long distance. The only ranged stun, the only ranged stun within range at that point. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5. Is it going to be able to get to level 6? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to finish off another Tauren Chieftain. As it gets to level 6, that's going to be a big deal, as it does get to level 6, and now can get back up again. And this, it could change the fight. All right, more fighting getting underway here. Are we going to throw down a stomp? What is the Tauren Chieftain doing? It is backing away, going after some Shaman, just trying to divide and conquer, while other units are getting, well, not able to stick around. Priestess of the Moon now finally gets up to level 3. What is going down here? Kodo Beast going to get taken out, and perhaps more headhunters just catching units in transit over and over, as Scroll of Speed trying to be used to get away, but apparently they're not really walking that quickly. All right, healing wave once more. Tauren Chieftain up to 480 hit points on his hero. Plenty of mining going on in this game. Still does not seem to have an end. Mountain Giants inching forward as well, Mountain Giants need to be in that front line. Berserkers need to be right behind him. Berserkers upgraded full damage, 3-0 upgrades on those Berserkers here, as we're looking at Sonik taking a 2-on-1 fight right now in his base, which is quickly disappearing. Mountain Giants could easily start picking up some trees. Yep, starting to deal some siege damage, as we now finally have a Scroll of Town Portal coming back in from Mike. Tranquility is on the table and is now going to be healing up all of these units. Big Bad Voodoo and Tranquility, very, very powerful, but both of them will need to be constantly canceled with Entangle or Hex. More battling, more things getting underway. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 6 could throw down another stomp again. Currently entangled. Are we going to see a stomp? Yes, we are, stunning about, 20 supply of the opposing army, and still probably has enough gas in the tank to do it one more time. There is another stomp again. There is another healing wave. MuscleMike trying to hold on to this Tauren Chieftain as long as he can. It gets taken down. Well, Resurrection going to be coming into play here. All right, all eyes are on the Tauren Chieftain. Is he going to get taken down? If he does not, that Resurrection does have a very long cooldown, making the target on that Tauren Chieftain now that much larger, as this is the only time to really do it. Keeper of the Grove, followed up Hex, trying to pick up the item. Staff of Preservation, however, saves the target, as the Tauren Chieftain may take down a HoT Sea Witch instead as well. All right, there goes a stomp, but it only hits one Berserker, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, doing his chicken dance, trying to get back up to the remaining army. All right, we're looking at another stomp go down. Stomp onto this Mountain Giant here, and a Headhunter. Mountain Giant about to fall. One or two more shots going to finish it off, as a Mountain Giant, or the Tauren Chieftain, now finally out of mana. Tranquility being used, however, a quick Hex shutting that down once more, as the Keeper of the Grove, well, perhaps they're going to try and retreat back. Level 2 Shadowhunter of MuscleMike was taken down. Pushing back through once more. MuscleMike trying to retreat back with all of these units. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 6. Is there enough in the army of Sonik to try and fight back here? Or is it going to be a miracle play? 3 gold mines going up against 6, and it somehow is in favor. What is going on here? Okay, the expansion was lost. Tree of Life being built next to a Great Hall, as the Priestess of the Moon is in that frontline spot. Tauren Chieftain going to try and throw down a stomp here, I believe. Level 5, Keeper of the Grove taken out. Thank you for the follow. And it looks like Sonik is going to fall apart here. Keeper of the Grove of HoT trying to back away once more. Tauren Chieftain trying to catch up to it, unable to do exactly that. And now, I believe MuscleMike going to throw down a stomp here, stunning down many of those units once more. All right, Headhunters continuing to, or Berserkers continuing to fight this way through, and this is a constant tug of war going back and forth as Mountain Giant, well, gets taken down. Level 4 now on the Priestess of the Moon. Level 2 Searing Arrows. Off to the north here, we are looking at a Great Hall and a Tree of Life being added in. Main gold mines nearly done being mined out from. These gold mines already, well, mined out a bit by Sonik earlier on, as Sonik is now looking to, well, capture a couple of mountain giants that ventured out a bit too far. Level 3 finally on that Shadow Hunter, perhaps level 2 healing wave as well. More clarity potions, more potions of mana necessary. MuscleMike wants to keep the army and his Tauren chieftain alive as long as possible. One goblin shredder making short work of many of those wisps right there. Meanwhile, what is going on here? Headhunters, Tauren Chieftain, level 7 on the Shadow Hunter, level 2 on the Pit Lord. Shadow Hunter, if it can try and ensure that there is the other Shadow Hunter is currently hexed and the Keeper of the Grove cannot cast Entangle, Big Bad Voodoo would then just be that much more scary. There goes another stomp there. Shadow Hunter does have an Orb of Venom adding in bonus damage, and there is the Big Bad Voodoo. How long is it going to last? Still going on right now, as the Shadow Hunter was just surrounded by his army for so long. However, a stomp finally comes into play. The Shadow Hunter is in trouble. Healing Wave saves himself temporarily for a little bit of time, as MuscleMike is still really, really deep here. Throws down another stomp with about 20 supply of units surrounding him. Tranquility in the back now, getting in some heals as well. And well, there goes the Hex and a detonation to try and break free. Demolisher going to get surrounded. Ena's losing that Demolisher as the Huntress is able to just dive in onto their targets. 62 supply coming in from Sonik, as another Hex goes down onto the Tauren Chieftain. Are we going to see another stomp? Yes, we do. And more units just constantly getting taken out. Shadow Hunter of MuscleMike falls at level 3 as the units are still backing away here. So many heroes. I think talking about the heroes dying and what the level of the heroes are would just take about 30 seconds in and of itself. Level 5 Keeper of the Grove, level 4 Priest of the Moon just fell. Level 3 Shadow Hunter of MuscleMike is getting resurrected. Level 6 Tauren Chieftain, who should have resurrection back online soon. Level 7 Shadow Hunter, level 4 Tauren Chieftain, alongside a level 3 Pit Lord by an Ena, and well, where are the levels? Level 7, so many going on here. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to back himself into a corner. Is he going to get Staff of Preservation out of that spot? HoT actually trapped himself into a corner. HoT getting Healing Wave right there. Huntresses are trying to dive onto that target there. There is a stomp again, and HoT could be in trouble. Down to 106 hit points. He finally gets taken down. Level 6 now on Sonic's Keeper of the Grove, who now has access to Tranquility as well. All right, heroes making a very big difference there. There is that Tranquility there. Tauren Chieftain going to try to hold. Huntresses can just turn back around and try and fight this. Quite sure what's going on. There's finally the Hex down onto those units. Peons being brought over. No easy way for AoE damage. MuscleMike does have a Potion of Healing, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, needs to buy a Potion of Mana as well. There's the Potion of Healing being used. Potion of Invulnerability, Potion of Mana could have stomped down some more units as well, as the Keeper of the Grove, well, Tranquility still on cooldown. Rain of Fire now going down onto that back line. Keeper of the Grove taking large amounts of damage as the Tauren Chieftain gets taken down, but he's going to get back up again once more. Sonic's Keeper of the Grove now taken down at level 6. Tauren Chieftain now back, ready to go, back in action. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Shadow Hunter now back out onto the field, as we should be looking at multiple stomps again. That Tauren Chieftain, a one-man wrecking machine, trying to finish off multiple units again and again. Gonna perhaps throw down another stomp. Does exactly that. Healing Wave, however, mitigating some of that damage, which would have killed a Kodo Beast or two. All right, units are still backing away. Ena still trying to fight, figure out what's happening here. Tauren Chieftain trying to line up another bit of AoE damage. Unable to do exactly that. Oh, sorry, this Tauren Chieftain. Shadow Hunter wants to get in a heal, but can't do that, as the Tauren Chieftain going to try to dive on in, throw down a stomp, perhaps finish off some units. There goes the stomp. There is the long stun, but with no damage to follow up. This may be over. Ena and HoT doing a great job in this 2v2 matchup, finishing things off. Shadow Hunter using Big Bad Voodoo, forcing hexes and entangles there, and the economy was just unable to pull Sonic throughout this match, it appears. There goes another stomp again. Shadowhunter could end up falling. That could be bad news. Thank you for the follow as a Tauren Chieftain of MuscleMike, very low on hit points. Staff of Preservation teleports him back off over there, but Shadowhunter doesn't have any additional healing waves. MuscleMike's Tauren Chieftain very, very low. Perhaps should transfer the Potion of Mana to the Shadowhunter for a healing wave to keep him alive, and does exactly that. All right, down to 331 hit points, still trying to fight their way. Reinforced defenses for MuscleMike, as I believe the Headhunters could have started battling away at those Orc burrows. All right, building of more burrows here. We are looking at watchtowers. There is a Tree of Life next to a gold mine, but unable to mine from it. Not entangled at all. Back down to the south here, this gold mine is still mining away. This gold mine only has, 38 seconds left. This gold mine has 4 minutes left. Huntresses making their way through. Gonna go ahead. There's Goblin Sappers taking down the 2 watchtowers. And now the Huntress here to try and clean up some of this, some of the mining happening here. All right, little bit of healing. Priestess of the Moon trying to bounce back. 25 supply for MuscleMike. 38 for Sonik. Keeper of the Grove now getting resurrected. Back on the other side here, can't keep track, but Ena does seem to have the larger army with more heroes. There goes a stomp, revealing that Huntress. That's going to get taken out, as the Raiders are now going to dive on into this Tree of Life. Tree of Life having nowhere to go. All right, 32 minutes into this game, and it looks like we finally have an end game strategy for HoT and Ena.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Meanwhile, down to the south here, Mountain Giants of HoT and finding this Tree of Life and shutting down the expansion there. I'm really curious about the amount of gold mined right now, as Ena is actually mining more gold and catching up to how much Sonic was mining throughout much of this match. All right, enough resources also means that you spread yourself thin across the map in multiple locations. But even that isn't the reason why MuscleMike and Sonic are in this tough spot here. Great use of Howl, or the Pit Lord, right? The great use of that Pit Lord, and I believe Howl of Terror. Just when your opponent's armies go wide, Howl of Terror, especially in 2v2 matchups, causes a massive debuff across multiple units. I believe it was Howl of Terror, or is it just Rain of Fire? I can't really tell. Ena and HoT just playing a great game.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Mountain Giants here engaging. Keeper of the Grove could try and fight here as well. They're going to take down this Hunter's Hall in pretty much no time flat, and just taking down buildings with ease. Mountain Giants could actually turn back around and start fighting against these Huntresses as well. And what else is going to go down here? All right, just going after all of those units, taking down the Moonwells. The Moonwells actually represent a large amount of healing, as well as the Keeper of the Grove finally using the Scroll of Town portal to try and back away. All right, Ena gonna look to engage here. There is a stomp. MuscleMike's Tauren Chieftain put his foot down first. Ena now puts his foot down, but also gets entangled, having a difficult time to retreat. Shadowhunter. What is Ena's Shadowhunter doing right there? It is feeding experience to the Priestess of the Moon. Tranquility in the back now, and our Tranquility now as the Keeper of the Grove finally getting entangled here. Is this last battle gonna go in favor of Ena and Sonic and MuscleMike, as Tranquility now being used by Sonic, keeping that Tauren Chieftain alive. All right, Tauren Chieftain trying to get back into this fight here. Perhaps we're gonna see a stomp onto those Mountain Giants. Yes, we are, as the Mountain Giants are gonna be suffering a little bit of damage. They're gonna get a couple of taunts though. It doesn't last that long, as Sonic's Ancient of Wars and Tree of Life also joining in on the fight. Tauren Chieftain Kodo Beast coming back in from the other side. You see Berserkers with Bloodlust. Bloodlust and perhaps even Frenzy, as the Tauren Chieftain trying to go after that Keeper of the Grove. Lines are just all over the place here. Ancients of War and Ancient of Wonders, Tree of Life engaging in the battle as well. Not what I was expecting, as the Pit Lord down to 150 hit points has to be very careful as the units are now retreating back. Only 14 supply for Sonic here. MuscleMike, this is the majority of his army left, maybe about 24 supply, and that is going to be the game. A beautiful game going back and forth, Ena and HoT taking the game away from Sonik and MuscleMike. Sonik, with a 13,000 resource lead over Ena, but still unable to make it happen. The higher level heroes of Ena, with a level 8 Shadow Hunter, a level 5 Tauren Chieftain, and a level 5 Pit Lord. Perhaps those big bad voodoos and tranquilities making a difference there. Pure chaos, pure fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it.